Today is Friday, the 29th of January 2021. First up, first class, we're going to correct yesterday's Better at English. Who is Patch? Patch. Capital P because Patch is the name of a pet. Patch is a dog. And remember, you cross out your words once you've used them. Who owns Pat? Deirdre owns Pat. It's a tricky spelling because it's an Irish name. And remember, Deirdre gets a capital D because it's a name of a person. What did Pat do? Pat jumped on the train. Jumped on the train. Jumped and train. Where did the train stop? It stopped in our capital city. It's in the east of Ireland, Dublin. Capital D because it's the name of a county and a city. Who put Patch on the phone? Train driver. And I know this was a short space, so if you needed to write the second word driver below, that's no problem. He was a kind man. The train driver put him on the phone. B. Patch is a cat. False. Give that a tick if you wrote an X in. Deirdre is a woman. True. Patch loves Deirdre. True. Patch jumped on the train. True. The train driver was bad. False. He was very kind. Patch went to Dublin. True. Patch was lost and sad. True. Deirdre gave Patch a hug. True. Well done, boys and girls. Next, boys and girls, you're going to be completing page 50 in your Better at English. You have to write complete sentences using the words in the list. So number 1, train coming big. Think of a sentence you could write that makes sense and it has to have those 3 words. So the capital at the beginning of a sentence, remember? The big train was coming. Remember, finger spaces, nice neat writing, and a full stop at the end of your sentence. Activity B, you have to write all about you. So I have a pet. You can write in one of the words of a pet you might have. I want a pet. You write the name of any pets you might want. And I like to eat any of the things up here that you like to eat, such as cheese, cake, fish, nuts, anything you like to eat here. Activity C, you have to read the sentences and match them with the correct picture. So number 1, the dog is on the train with a bone. Where is he's on the train in the top right, bottom left and bottom right picture, but next part he must have a bone. No bone, no bone. Aha, there's a bone in the bottom right picture, so I'll write number 1 there. Remember to send a photo when you're done, boys and girls, and write today's date 29.1 on top, please. Now, boys and girls in first class, it is time for your spelling test. So please open up your Spell Well on page 77. You're on week 22. If you write today's date, 29.1 up on top, please. We're going to go straight into it, boys and girls. Number 1, June. June is a month of summer. June. Number 2, cute. I love my cute, soft, brown teddy. Cute. Number 3, cure. I hope they find a cure to cancer. Cure. Number 4, air. I love to breathe in fresh, cold, beachy air. Air. Number 5, Jack saw a huge leafy green beanstalk. Number 5 is huge. Huge. Number 6, I nod my head up and down when I'm sure of the answer. Number 6 is sure. Sure. Number 7, from. Where do you come from? From. Number 8, tune. I will play a soft, quiet, short tune on my flute. Tune. Number 9, mark. He had a big, red, itchy mark on his skin. Mark. And finally, number 10, way. My dad decided to drive the long, bumpy, scenic way home. Way. I'm going to call them out in order now, boys and girls. If you need to pause, you can, but I'll just go straight through in order. Number 1, June. Number 2, cute. Number 3, cure. Number 4, air. Number 5, huge. Number 6, sure. Number 7, from. Number 8, tune. Number 9, mark. And number 10, way. So, number 1 was June. June is the month of a year. It's a month of the season summer. Capital letter it gets, J-U-N-E. Cute, C-U-T, C-U-T, and the silent E. Cure, C-U-R. Sorry there, C-U-R-E, cure. Air, A-R, A-I-R. Number 5, huge, H-U-G, H-U-G-E, and the G-E is making the J sound. Make sure your H is a tall letter, otherwise it might look like an N. Number 6, sure, Sh-U-R, sorry, S-U-R-E. The S is making a tricky sound, sh, there. Number 7, from, from, F-R-O-M. Number 8, tune, T-U-N, T-U-N with the magic silent E. Sometimes it can sound like a ch sound when the T and U come together like that. Mark. M-R-K. M-A-R-K. And number 10, way. W-A. W-A-Y. Give yourself a score out of 10 and then count in tens, just like we always do in class, and give yourself a percentage. Your percentage sign is a diagonal line starting at your top right and going down to your bottom left with a circle over and under. Remember then to fill in your information on your block chart. So just say if you got a score of 6, you write in 1 to 6 in each block starting from the left hand side. Then you colour the bars all the same colour to show your information. Well done, boys and girls. Now, boys and girls, I'd like you to recite our whole poem to your family, please. Send me in a video if you'd like. I'd love to hear you. Well done, boys and girls. Today, boys and girls, your Irish activity is just to listen to your poem, Teach Bóga. Some of you may remember this from your poetry last year. Teach means house and Bóga means doll. So this poem is all about a doll's house. I want you to listen out and see if you can identify any words that you know. These could be words that you learned this week, or they could be words that you learned other months, just like lots of vocabulary to do with our toys. Enjoy our poem, boys and girls. Today, boys and girls, we are going to be learning our second verse of An Teach Bóga. Repeat after me and practice with the actions. Huas sa siomra lapa, tá laba yas vog. Ina lí an laba, tá bóbog allin viog. Arís. Huas sa siomra lapa, tá laba yas vog. Ina lí an laba, tá bóbog allin viog. Uairháin eile. Huas sa siomra lapa, tá laba yas vog. Ina lí an laba, tá bóbog allin viog. Now I'm going to do it with the first verse on céad versa. An Teach Bóga. Tá teach bóga a gomsa, tá sé darog agus bui. Tá doras tá sa guraméir, is daire go bór an tí. Huas sa siomra lapa, tá laba yas vog. Ina lí an laba, tá bóbog allin viog. Well done, boys and girls, aus. Senior infants agus first class or agus rang a hain, I just want you to practice your co-raw questions and answers from this week. So, an bhfuil piata agat? Tá piata agam. Tá madra ein cat capel iasc orga canin nathair hamster agam. Or, an bhfuil piata agat? Níl piata agam. Bhfuil madra ein cat capel iasc orga canin nathair nó hamster. Agus, cá bhfuil tú ag a choní? Tom imachoni I mongolo, I garvan, I gashlon, I jock squita, I jock la squita, I jock sraha, in orison. Spooky August Colini. So boys and girls, I just wanted to bring to our attention how when we were having our 2D shapes that we were actually able to create more shapes. So if you look here, we were making halves of rectangles by using diagonal lines and straight horizontal lines and straight vertical lines. Here, when we split it with a diagonal line, we made 2 triangles. Here, when we split the rectangle in half with a horizontal line, we made 2 rectangles. And down here, when we split it with a vertical line, we made 2 squares. When we split our squares in half, we were able to make triangles, just like you see with the diagonal lines, and rectangles with our horizontal and vertical lines. Remember, rectangles have 2 short sides and 2 long sides. With our circles, when we split them in half, we made semicircles. Semi just means half of something, so semicircles. They are a great shape to use when you're trying to draw the mouth of a person or an animal. And finally, triangles. We were able to split our triangles in half using our diagonal lines from the bottom corners to the opposite side, and from vertically from our top corner all the way straight down. But when we did it horizontally, we did not make halves because the top was a different size than the bottom. When you split your triangles in half, you created smaller triangles. I was so impressed with all of your marvellous maths this week. Well done, boys and girls. Now, first class, it is time for your mental maths test in your Work It Out. So please go to the back of your book. On week 17, you'll find today's test. And I'll start calling out the questions now. There are more horses than sheep. A4, B2, or C3. Number 2, plus 7 equals 14. A7, B14, or C6. Number 3, it is half past. A6, B12, or C10. Number 4, what number is missing? A40, B30, or C70. Number 5, half of 12 is A5, B6, or C7. Number 6, there are faces on a cube. A5, A5, B6, or C7. Number 7, 36 plus 10 equals A38, B56, or C46. Number 8. Which is the heaviest? A, B, or C? Number 9. There are days in 2 weeks. A, 12, B, 24, or C, 14? Number 10. 12 take 7 equals A, 7, B, 5, or C, 8? Okay, we're going to correct now. Remember, please, to write today's date 29.1 beside your test. So 1 horse to 1 sheep, 2 horse to 2 sheep, 3 horse to 3 sheep, 4 horse to 4 sheep. And the difference is 2. So the answer was B. There are 2 more horses than sheep. The answer for number 2 was A, 7. Question 3. It is half past, well, it's between 10 and 11, so that means it's half past 10. Number 4. 50, 60, 70 was the missing number. C, 70. Half of 12, well, you can do the one for me, one for you method. I'll start from the left and right. 1 for me, 1 for you. 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 How many do we each have? B, 6 was the answer. Number 6, we should all know this off by heart now. There are 6 faces in a cube. The answer was B. Number 7, the answer was C, 46. Which is the heaviest? C, the sheep. And there are how many days in 2 weeks? 14, because there's 7 days in a week. So 7 plus 7, as we already saw, is 14. And 12 take away 7, so I'm taking 7 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That leaves me with 5. B, 5. Give yourself a sad face, fine face, or happy face, please. And then count your ticks. Give yourself a score out of 10 and convert it to a percentage. How do we do that? By counting in tens. Well done, boys and girls, and congrats on a fab week.